Hello, YouTube. Um, this is another suggestion from my British friend who was like, let's see how two destroyers, two cruisers handle a carrier, a cruiser, and a destroyer. We will see how this goes. He thinks that this lineup would win over this, but he's not sure, and neither am I. Um, I am going to try to stay out of the battle. So that's kind of hard to do. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Sorry, I'm trying to find a Pacific Destroyer. So let's see how this goes. I will not be participating in this battle. I'm just going to try to run and stay out of this as best as I can. But supposedly he thinks that, well, I mean, they definitely have a higher chance. So I don't know exactly what we're testing here. So it's kind of the same thing as last time, where it's kind of rainy and stuff like that. We'll see how this goes, though. Hopefully the AI will not follow me, though. That's what I'm hoping the most about. Oh, interesting. The Benson and Fletcher are setting smoke screens, while the Ibuki has also set a smoke screen. Ibuki's gonna go down pretty quickly. Now, oh yeah, we were testing carriers because this is like he wanted to see how carriers would do against these ships. So pretty much this is supposed to be a specific scenario where two destroyers and two cruisers come across a carrier division and its escorts. And so far, the US is winning. The Fubuki is falling back with the carrier. And Engo looks like it just got citadeled by Cleveland. Smoke on the horizon. Yeah. Cleveland is on fire. Fubuki is engaging with the Pensacola. Now, it seems like they're all focused on the destroyer, while the carrier makes a hasty retreat. And there goes Fubuki. Torpedoes are being dropped onto Pensacola. Ooh, maybe a torpedo hit? Oh no, Pensacola is going to dodge those torpedoes from the aircraft carrier. The carrier is currently making a run for it. And now that we can get an aerial view, we kind of can see what's going on better. Now I will try my best not to spot the carrier myself, or be spotted by carrier divisions. Not sure where those torpedo bombers are actually heading, unless they're trying to get a better angle on the destroyers. I'm gonna be quiet here for a minute because there's nothing really going on. Oh, Cleveland, I believe, has spotted the carrier. I am also on map order. Hence why audio went like that. Cleveland is now engaging this carrier with her guns. The destroyers, I believe, are out of range at the moment. Pensacola, I believe, is also out of range. Then again, Cleveland is also ahead of the group I see torpedo bombers. Is the torpedo bombers gonna make a run for... Where are they making a run for, though? No, they just lost a decent chunk, but they are coming in for a run now. What are they going for a run for, is the question. Seems Cleveland. Torpedoes away, it looks like. Yep. No, I think these torpedoes are going to miss. Yeah, they missed by at least half a destroyer. Ooh, another set of torpedoes coming in between Benson and Fletcher. But it does seem like in this situation, the U.S. just U.S. had a sheer higher advantage. And in hindsight, I probably could have picked a later cruiser to fight these ships. I was just trying to think more reasonable. So we could do another testing after this with a later Japanese cruiser. Well, there goes those escorting fighters. But a single carrier out here does not seem like it's able to do much. Yep, the US won this battle. Now I am curious to do another test with this, but instead of it just being... To make it a little bit fair for the carriers, is having 2 carriers with 2 destroyers and 2 cruisers. So let's see how that goes. Let's get a Japanese cruiser. Let's go with... Yamato, I guess. Let's go with another carrier. Wrong, I think. Aircraft carriers. We'll just do another Sutsuku. And then put another Japanese destroyer. And let's go with a... any of these destroyers would work pretty well. Let's just go with, Hatsuro. And let's see what happens. Now, I'm not going to change anything on the US. I just want to see if 2 carriers with a slightly bigger escorting fleet can handle more. Handle a little bit better this time around than last time. Now this is the lineup you're going to be seeing facing. I'm, again, just going to stay out of it. So they are going to have a 2-ship advantage. So... Even though it would be really fun to engage in this, but again, I'm supposed to stay out of this and let the AI handle all this. The AA from the Pensacola and Cleveland are doing a heavy number of damage to the 2 air squadrons. Benson took a lot of damage from the, I'm guessing, aircraft. This actually might swing towards Japan this time around. Engo's taking a lot of hits. Ooh, big hit on Engo. I know I'm butchering these names, I do apologize. Engo has gone down, but they still have 2 carriers and destroyers. So, we'll see how it goes. Shamanta's starting to head in. They're trying to close the distance for some reason, and she's now taking a lot of damage from this. The destroyers seem to fall back to the carriers. At least that's what I'm assuming is what happened to them.
Autopilot mode enabled.
Shamanta's about to go down. But Pensacola and Cleveland have took a lot more damage than last time around.
Engine boost deactivated.
Benson and Fletcher are also pretty low. Well, Fletcher is still around her original HP. Fubuki seems to be trying to engage. Cleveland and Pensacola are still kind of just retreating, it seems. Fletcher is turning back around. Benson seems to be coming to a stop. Ooh, big flak coming up from Cleveland. Cleveland's taking out pretty much the entirety of the first air squadron. And Pensacola is also on. Yeah, they took out pretty much the whole of those 2 air squadrons. Benson's turned around to head into engagement, it seems. Cleveland's doing a slow turn and going broadside with the 2 destroyers. So it's Cleveland. I mean, Pensacola. No, are they about to hit each other? Close.
Destination reached. Autopilot mode disabled.
Hatzero's about to go down. Ooh, torpedoes from Fletcher have been launched. Let's see if any of these are going to actually hit. One torpedo actually might end up hitting Fletcher. But she's also taking a lot of fire from... Oh, yeah, she's going to go down. That's all the escorting fleet for the 2 carriers. Pensacola, Cleveland, and Fletcher are still around. Ooh, Fletcher's on fire though. But now that... But there's really nothing to stop the... Ooh, actually, we just lost Pensacola to the torpedo from Hasuro. And Cleveland might end up taking some torpedoes here too, if she doesn't get out of the way. Oh, torpedoes just ran out of range. Cleveland is very lucky. More missile squadron. Not many lanes because originally both of their squadrons got really heavily shut down in the first few waves. But the US did lose a cruiser to this engagement. Now it just becomes a game of cat and mouse with the destroyers. Now the destroyers are both pretty low, so if a good hit from either one of these carriers could end up changing the tide of the battle. But Cleveland's AA defense is pretty good, so we'll see what happens. I'll be quiet for a little bit, just so you guys can enjoy watching what happens. Now, the Fletcher has spotted both of these carriers. Can the carriers do anything about these destroyers before Cleveland gets into range? Cleveland is now in firing range and is taking fires at the first Soku. Sorry, I'm bad at Japanese names.
Autopilot mode enabled.
Now seems... Ooh. We did lose one destroyer to the last remaining carrier, but it doesn't seem like the carrier is going to get out scot-free. And it seems like this one, even though it was a lot closer, the battle does go to the US. So, unfortunately, the carriers did not win. Even though they did have technically a higher advantage, because they were even with cruisers and destroyers. Now, I know a few things factor into this, and HP and stuff like this, but but still, it was a lot closer than last time. The US only had, at the end of the battle, 2 ships that were operational. The Fletcher and the Cleveland, and the Fletcher was pretty low. And Japan, if just by any miracle any of these other ships survived, it could have been either way. And I thought it was neat. It was a cool suggestion. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is Winter Wolfie Wolf saying, "Ow!" and see you guys later.